Welcome to Own Your Words. A piece of cake. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. A piece of cake means something that's simple to accomplish. 2. Something that is very easy to do. 3. Simple job that can straightforwardly be accomplished. Examples. 1. The four-wheel design is a piece of cake to maneuver. 2. Assembling the stroller was a piece of cake, since the frame arrived in one piece. 3. Giving Maria a makeover was a piece of cake, because she's so naturally beautiful. 4. They said the test would be difficult, but it was a piece of cake, I'll pass with no problem at all. 5. Then sending that dactyl up into the air had been a piece of cake, really. 6. I actually thought his quiet ways meant that it'd be a piece of cake to ride him. 7. What might be intimidating to an enthusiast will be a piece of cake for an athlete. 8. This should be a piece of cake, but it doesn't allow for the salespeople being more stupid than the punters. 9. Once you get to Beirut, getting up and down the Lebanese coast is a piece of cake. 10. The ride in, that was easy, a piece of cake. But now the road was gone, and every landmark. Pick a fight. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. To act aggressively, or in a certain way towards someone, in order to provoke them into a fight. 2. To intentionally start a fight. 3. To deliberately start a quarrel, or fight with someone. 4. To deliberately provoke someone into fighting. Examples. 1. Both jumped at his tone, and he waited, wanting to pick a fight with someone. 2. I don't know why you want to pick a fight with me. I haven't done anything to provoke you. 3. We adults do the same, we come home from work, and start complaining or picking a fight. 4. Anthony Ryan was known in his family as able to pick a fight with his own fingernails. 5. Are you trying to pick a fight with me? Max intended to pick a quarrel with Lefty. 6. Hell, Archer, you know better than to pick a fight with a team member at this point, she said. 7. Johnson's bill also appears to pick a fight with the federal government over public education. 8. From a lack of communication, parents are more likely to misunderstand, blame, or pick fights with one another. 9. I used to go around picking fights all the time. Fortunately, I've gotten my anger issues under control. Meaning. 1. To pay for something, especially for what someone else has bought or used. 2. If you pick up the tab, you pay a bill on behalf of a group of people, or provide the money that is needed for something. 3. To pay for something, especially when it is a responsibility to pay. 4. If you pick up the tab, or pick up the bill, you pay for yourself and your friends in a restaurant or a bar. Examples. 1. When the check comes, the lobbyists almost always pick up the tab. 2. In addition, my company will pick up the tab for all legal and moving expenses. 3. Usually the book publisher, not the author, picks up the tab for a publicity tour. 4. Local, county and nonprofit hospitals typically then pick up the tab for these patients. 5. I know it's old-fashioned, but I still think a guy should pick up the tab on a first date. 6. My employers have offered to pick up the tab if I decide to go to grad school. 7. In general in Asia, the person with the highest status picks up the bill in a restaurant. 8. Order whatever you want. The company is picking up the check, he said jovially. 9. Normally, developers paying a barrister to represent them at an inquiry must pick up the tab. 10. In general, in Asia, the person with the highest status picks up the bill in a restaurant. 11. When people go out to celebrate a birthday in Thailand, whoever's having the birthday picks up the tab. Play cat and mouse. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. To pretend to allow someone to do, or have what they want, and then to stop them from doing, or having it. 2. To try to defeat someone, by tricking that person into making a mistake, so that you have an advantage over them. 3. Contest. If one person plays cat and mouse, or a game of cat and mouse, with the other, the first person tries to confuse, or deceive the second in order to defeat them. 4. Used to define the suspenseful relationship between one being chased and the chaser. Examples. 1. It's a game of cat and mouse, and any weakness you might have is exploited. 2. The cops do not like playing cat and mouse games with the culprits before catching them. 3. The lawyers are playing a deliberate game of cat and mouse to reach sentence. 4. It's just the newest trap in the everlasting cat and mouse game between the guards and thieves. 5. I know that he has been playing cat and mouse with the cops for months. 6. She loved to play cat and mouse with an admirer, acting by friendly, indifferent, and jealous. 7. There's a climbing wall, a springboard, and other stuff, and we usually play cat and mouse. 8. He was never quite sure that they had not been playing cat and mouse with him. 9. The police played an elaborate game of cat and mouse to trap him. 10. The employers and the unions played a cat and mouse game over the proposed pay increases. 11. The 32-year-old actress spent a large proportion of the week playing cat and mouse with the press. Preach to the choir. Idiom, meaning with examples. Meaning. 1. To try to convince someone about something that they already support, to state one's opinion to those who are already most receptive to it. 2. To try to persuade people who already agree with you. 3. If you say that someone in the choir, you mean that they are presenting an argument, or opinion to people who already agree with it. 4. To speak for or against something to people who already agree with one's opinions. Examples. 1. You don't need to tell me this project is important, you're preaching to the choir. 2. You're preaching to the choir here, we all have kids and understand how busy life can get. 3. Honestly, you're preaching to the choir, but I just don't have any money. 4. It's hard to disagree, or avoid the impression that the authors are preaching to the choir. 5. If you're saying that juggling a career and parenthood is tough, you're preaching to the choir, I'm a single working mom with 2 preschoolers. 6. Don't waste your time telling us about the problem. That's preaching to the choir. 7. Bob found himself preaching to the choir when he was telling Jane the advantages of living in the suburbs. She already hates city life. 8. In past years, parties looked to their conventions as a way to essentially preach to the choir. 9. Nature or conservation films generally preach to the choir, so very little change comes about. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Meanings and examples are available in video description.